So, aha, there she is. Wow. So that's what the card looks like. Are those like wrappings? Whoa, that's kind of nice. Also, the big ass hair is back, as is with all Nitocris basically. Okay. Is she blonde now, I guess? Is it blonde or bleached? I can't tell. I like this stage art already. Very cool. Her voice is still gentle. Also, wait, yeah, I just realized. Is that actually her normal body under those wraps and she's just glowing or whatever? Ooh, that's some under booba right there that I totally missed from the card. Whoa. Does she have like a neon body from her neck down? Alright, here we go. The first exciting point of this first impression, and there will be a lot of these. I have not seen anything. I did not. The only thing I know that she's Arts AoE Avenger. That's it. Art-wise, haven't seen a thing. Let's go. First Ascension already pretty attractive, not gonna lie. Let's see second. Oh, she actually got like a normal outfit now. You can still see a bit of wrappings on the legs though. What is that animal again? Is that a jackal? Is it actually confirmed to be Anubis? Oh, that's kind of wild. Dude, I gotta say, I love the short hair. Sure, long hair Nitocris, it's a classic, right? But man, is this a breath of fresh air. That looks kind of nice. I like the cut G. Oh, I just realized you can still see the boobage. Oh, wow. So, here we go. The last of the stage Ascensions. What is the third one gonna look like? Now, that's pretty divine, huh? And it's the mirror behind her that she uses as caster too, right? Okay. So they changed the pose as well, because now she is facing front. Alright, here we go. Final Ascension. Is it gonna be fan service like all the other Nitocris's? Let's see. No. Wow. That's surprising. So they actually made Avengers, Altars, FA non-fan servicey. That is very unlike Nitocris, but to be honest, again, she's an altar, so maybe it makes sense. Also, Anubis on the background once again. Dude, the blush as well, I see that, Pretty cute. Ooh, what? Whoa, that's a lot of effects, man. Oh, it's the... Oh, dude, is this the riddle thing? Like the heart and the feather thing? Ah, I remember hearing about this thing. Now, that's some lore right there, actually. The Judgment of Heart. Yeah, that's probably what they call it. Weighing your sins. Yeah. Ooh, she do be floating, though. This is just a good design. It doesn't appeal to me a whole lot, honestly. But I would say this is a good design. There's a lot of details gone into this. The first one. Does she still float? I'm guessing yes. Yeah. Okay. And those wrappings, though. So, aesthetic-wise, a thumbs up. I like it. Maybe not the most to my taste for either fan service or badassery side, but I think both are still fine. If I would give her a rating on aesthetics, I would say 8 out of 10. Very good. Now, let's move on to talk about the gameplay side. Stat-wise, I mean, it's a 5-star Avenger. Yeah, that's true. 12.6k attack on base level 90, 13.6 with the normal foes. That is high. That is definitely high, right? Has to be top 10 in the game, right? If I had to guess. So, definitely lives up to the 5-star Avenger, at least in terms of stats. Now, her deck, I believe, or at least her MP's arts, right? But what about the deck? It's triple arts! Whoa! So she keeps her caster deck here. I forgot, does Assassin do the same? I think Assassin has 2, right? Okay, so yeah, Assassin only has 2 arts. So she keeps her caster deck here, though. That's it, because neither Space Star nor Kama have triple arts. Dude, I'm all about it. I love arts, and it's cool to see caster decks outside of... It is rare, but it's cool. Now, let me open up her wiki page, so I can have numbers with me. I will be reading everything in-game, though. So let's start by talking about her passives, then. Madness Enhancement E, huh? So she has the Berserker passive as an Avenger. Buster up by 2%, which is no big deal. I mean, because obviously 2% is very little, and she only has one Buster to begin with, so it's clearly there for lore significance. Doesn't really matter. Then we got the 3 Avenger passives. D++ on the MP gen on damage taken for 15%. A on the Oblivion Correction for 10% crit damage, and B on the self-replenishment for 3.5% gauge per turn. Standard, I would say. Standard. Doesn't really stand out, but you know what? They're nice to have. And then we have just a flat-out Divinity EX. Okay, maxed out on the Divinity. Sadly, not Goddess's Core. That's the better version of Divinity on some female servants, but obviously you need the lore to have that, I guess. And in this case, I don't think she qualifies. So, sadly, it's not a great passive. It's cool. It's certainly cool, but if it doesn't have that debuff res that comes with, you know, Goddess's Core as well, then kind of useless. Arguably, yeah, arguably a demerit, like chat is saying, because it makes you vulnerable to anti-divine mechanics, while barely adding anything to the gameplay itself. So passive-wise, I would say she's either standard-ish or maybe a bit weaker to modern SSR standards. So passives are kind of eh. Let's talk about the MP next. First of all, we got a 4-hitter MP on AoE arts. A 4-hitter. So this is gonna be good. Self MP damage up for 1 turn. Scales with overcharge. Before damage. Good. Would have loved to have seen 3 turns, but even this is, as long as it's before damage, is good. So that's already 1 good damage buff in her kit, because you want to have as many different ones as possible. Then deals powerful damage that is that against man attribute enemies? Is that what it is? Bonus modifier against man attribute enemies? Very, very good. That's actually, honestly, in her case, probably amazing. And then, oh, chance to instant death and bonus chance to instant kill evil enemies. Okay, so it's like an Arjuna thing, but instead of divine, it's evil. Okay. Very important. Instant kill after damage. Yes, very important. Very, dude, can they fix Assassin now, please, by the way? Can they do that? That would be great. Anyway, so, the instant kill, no one cares. It's whatever. It probably never will be utilized properly. But MP damage before damage, scaling with overcharge. Let's see numbers. 10% base, up to 30%. Pretty bad scaling when it's 1 turn only, but it's still a good OC. Good, basic, damaging OC. And then it's a flat 150% extra damage mod against man attribute. Now here's why it's amazing. She's gonna be a neutral looper, basically, as an Avenger. And man attribute is the most common attribute among enemy servants. And enemies, not just servants, right? In the game, I'm pretty sure. So, that's really good for a neutral looper to have an anti-man as the damage mod. I would say the MP, mostly because the man attribute, not so much because the OC or the instant kill, is gonna be very good. So, skills. We got the red and blue. Blue obviously being very good here. Red, not so much. Unless it's AoE, then it has a bit more value. It is self-only. Okay, self-arts and Buster up 3 turns. And every turn, heal self for 3 turns, right? Okay. 8 turn cooldown, 6 turn on max. What about the numbers? 30% for the card types and 2k heal per turn for 3 turns. That on a 6 turn cooldown? Mid. I think they could have made this a 5 turn cooldown in today's standards. Then it would have been actually pretty damn decent. I'm sure the arts will be helpful in looping at least, even if the skill itself might not be that amazing. So, you know, mid skill. Alright, battery time, because you gotta have a battery. Very good. If she wants to compete with Space Star and Kama, you gotta have a battery. Alright. Oh, dude, it's a giant one. It says increase MP gauge by a lot. Whenever that's the wording, it's always above 50%, right? So it's probably 80 or 100. Or maybe it scales from 80 to 100 or something. Are you kidding me? Okay, what else do we got? Giant battery. Then it applies good alignment to all allies, I think. Okay, and then is that buff success rate up? It is, right? Maybe that's buff success rate up for 1 turn. And then all enemies that are... Oh, it makes all enemies evil. Buff success rate down? So wait, she does the reverse on enemies. Let's see numbers. Aha! So it's a 50 to 100% battery. Oh, they gave her another 100% battery on an AoE. Oh, damn, dude. Oh, damn. Okay, numbers though. So all party gets good alignment for 1 turn, and then buff success rate up 40%. Cool. So it makes all your RNG skills, etc. work for that 1 turn. Which makes me think her 3rd skill might have RNG in it as well. And then enemies become evil for 1 turn and have their buff success rate up decreased, not by 40%, but by 20%. Buff success rate up, right? It's cool. It's a nice bonus. But people don't realize how ridiculous the thing becomes when it's a debuff. Because at that point, you know how every buff, unless stated as a chance, is 100% base chance. Once you put a debuff that reduces buff success rate up, it is no longer 100% base. Now every buff is gonna be a base 80% on all the enemies. So they can start whiffing anything. As a debuff, it is much more devastating than it is helpful as a buff, because of the way buff base success rate works. So that is interesting. I believe Lancer Liz got this on her MP as well when they buffed her. It's a very cool debuff, honestly. It is still very, very rare. But it is cool. I really like it. It can really mess up the enemy. It's not a great chance, but it's a nice little mess to their, you know, rotation nonetheless. I like it. It is pretty brutal considering everything is on a 1-turn thing, being 7 turns, but I guess it has to be. A bit awkward though. It is a big downtime, but it's still a meaningful skill for sure. Alright, oh, then she has a normal arts buff too, I just realized. Oh my god, dude. In before it has MP gain too. Please. Oh, this is on AoE. All allies arts up 3 turns. And all good allies have a chance to get evasion for 1 time 3 turns. Is that what it is? But because she also has buff success rate up. Okay, I bet it's a 60% on base. And then chance to apply debuff immune, I think, to all allies that are good for 1 time 3 turns. And chance to give death immune to instant death immune 1 time 3 turns. So I'm guessing they're all a 60% on max rank. So it's a 5-turn cooldown. Okay, this has great uptime. Sadly, you can't always have the buff success rate up from her, because the second skill cooldown is so much higher than this. Oh, yeah, they're 60% all on base. That makes sense. They don't scale at all. So it's always 60%, but if you use the second skill first on max rank, they're guaranteed. Unless you have, like, that debuff I just talked about. And then the AoE arts up scales from 10 to 20% 3 turns. So she can have 50% arts up for 3 turns from her own kit alone. On top of a 4-hit MP. On top of a 100% battery. Cool. Okay. Cool. Okay. I think Jord has her up on the sheet. Let me take a look at the numbers. So, there's only a Castoria setup put here, because clearly she works with just double Castoria and 2k4 with BBG. So, she does have the same setup as Space Star and Summer Kama. Obviously, you can still add to this, right? You can still add plugs and whatnot. She can loop with Witch, by the way, for the mana attribute damage. Oh, right. If you want more. That's kind of cool. Because, yeah, because of 100% battery, I bet you can switch out 1 Castoria. It's probably less damage unless the enemy is man. But yeah, it's cool that that's an option. That's very nice, actually. I love versatility. Anyway, numbers-wise. Okay. So she kind of fights with Space Star and Summer Kama. Maybe a little bit minus on the 3rd wave. She beats them on wave 1 too. Whoa. That's a permanent SSR. I'm actually quite impressed here. She loops 3-2x and 2-3x nodes. Whoa. That's good for arts. Yeah, the 100% battery definitely makes that possible. This is super impressive for a permanent unit. Like, she's basically a way more accessible Space Star and Summer Kama, who also has more versatility via Koyan Light as well, right? That's really damn good. Her kit is CQable too. It looks pretty decent for bosses too, for sure, yeah. I wouldn't say it screams like amazing versus bosses. Her downtime seems to be kinda stinky, but she should probably do fine against bosses too regardless, yeah. If I remember when I made that best permanent spooks list, she would absolutely be in the top 5. I can already tell you now. If I were to remake that, yeah. So yeah, she's now she will be a very highly sought after spook. Because even if you already have her, the spook is still gonna be fine, because getting MP levels on her is gonna make her that much more better. Damn, I can't believe they actually made her permanent. Shout out to Lasagna for finally not only giving us more permanent extra class SSRs, but also the first ever Avenger SSR that's permanent, and also an amazing one. Like, wow, they could have absolutely made her limited, or maybe even story locked, which would still be pretty bad. But permanent? Very good. So gameplay-wise, I am very much actually impressed here. She absolutely competes with Spishstar and Kama, maybe even better in some farming, honestly. And considering she's permanent, like I just said, you might have better MP levels with her at some point, so she just might be the best choice for you. So gameplay-wise, I'll give her like a 9 out of 10. Looks to be an all-around great neutral arch looper. So yes, there you go. That was my first blind impressions of the brand new Nitocris altar. So if you enjoyed this video, do me a solid and press the thumbs up button. There will be a lot of more videos this week. This is probably coming out after the gacha video, on the same day if I had to guess. And tomorrow you're gonna see some gacha as well, and Friday as well, because this is kind of a crazy week. But there will be other videos in the future as well. And starting next month, we're gonna do more gameplay tier lists. Yes, it's time for the class once again, so stay tuned or subscribe if you have not already. Good luck if you're pulling for this wonderful girl. And I hope to see you in the next video as well. And a peace out.